Hello there. I'm Mrs. Lot, but you can just call me Saltina. It's a nickname I've come to fancy, given my slight obsession with savory foods. We recently moved to Sodom, and let me tell you, it's nothing like our quiet little farm back home. When my husband, Lot, first said, "We're moving to Sodom. It's a land of opportunity," I thought he might be joking. I mean, we were used to the gentle bleating of sheep, not the non-stop hustle and bustle of city life. But here we are, smack in the middle of the liveliest city east of Canaan. Our first day was an eye-opener. We walked down the main street, and I couldn't help but gawk at the market, such a noisy, colorful spectacle. At one stall, a man shouted, "Fresh figs, dates, and, immediate marriages." I leaned over to Lot and whispered, "Do you think the figs come with a proposal, or is that just for the dates?" He didn't find it as amusing as I did. Then there's the local fashion, such elaborate robes and sandals that look like they were designed for a king, not for walking through dusty streets. I told Lot, if I wear those, I'll need a chariot just to get around without tripping over myself. We shared a laugh, though I think he was just relieved I didn't ask for a chariot. But not everything's a joke here. The city has its quirks, some charming, some downright bewildering. Like yesterday, when a merchant tried to sell me a potion to keep the locusts off your lentils. I wondered aloud if it worked on nosy neighbors too. The merchant didn't miss a beat, offering me a 2-for-1 deal. Sodom's elite were an eclectic mix, flaunting their wealth and quirks like peacocks with their tails always fanned out. At our first grand feast, I wore my modest best, which unfortunately looked like a shepherd's garb next to their shimmering robes. "Don't worry," Lot whispered as we entered, "just smile and wave." Well, I waved all right, but I also accidentally knocked over a tray of stuffed dates. They said it was a party hit. Talk about making an impression. The feast was an eye-opener. The extravagance was beyond anything we'd seen. Tables overflowed with food. There were dishes I couldn't pronounce if my life depended on it. I joked with Lot, saying, "I hope they don't serve any forbidden fruit here." His chuckle was drowned out by the sound of a lyre playing somewhere behind us. Trying to fit in, Lot decided to join the local council. His first meeting involved debating the city's trade routes, but all he knew about trade was how to swap 2 sheep for a goat. I teased him later, "Did you suggest trading gossip for goodwill?" He wasn't amused, but we both knew keeping up appearances was part of our new life. Amid these light-hearted days, there were murmurs, whispers of the city's moral decline. It wasn't just about the lavish parties or the flamboyant lifestyles. Deeper issues bubbled beneath the surface. I found it increasingly hard to square our simple, honest values with the city's complex, often shady dealings. But we made it through, day by day, with humor as our shield. Whether it was laughing over Lot's chariot antics or my market mishaps, we found joy amidst the chaos. As I often reminded Lot, if we can't find a little humor in our days, we might as well be statues. Little did I know how prophetic those words would become. As the days stretched into months, the air in Sodom seemed to grow heavier, not just with the desert heat, but with a tension that clung to us like the dust on our sandals. Lot and I had found our rhythm in the city's chaos, but the deeper currents of Sodom's society were becoming harder to ignore. One afternoon, as I was returning from the market, an old woman grabbed my shawl. "Beware, the end is nigh," she croaked, her eyes wide as the full moon. At home, I recounted this to Lot with a chuckle. Perhaps her end is nigh for a nap. But the laughter didn't reach my eyes. These ominous encounters were becoming frequent, and not as easy to dismiss with humor. The whispers about Sodom's moral decay were now loud conversations. In the market, in the squares, even across our dinner table, stories circulated of greed, betrayal, and strange visitors denounced by the townspeople. "They come with messages from afar," Lot murmured one night, speaking of divine discontent. "And what do these divine messengers want with Sodom?" I asked, half joking that perhaps they wished to learn our recipes for lentil stew to avoid future famines. Lot didn't laugh. Instead, he looked at me with a seriousness that chilled my bones. "They speak of judgment, my love. The night before we were to make our decision, to stay or leave, I couldn't sleep. I wandered our home, touching the walls, the meager possessions we'd gathered. What if we're wrong to leave? I asked the silent rooms. What if we're wrong to stay? There was no answer, just the soft sigh of the wind outside, as if Sodom itself was holding its breath. In the end, our bags were packed, not just with belongings, but with a heavy heart full of memories. As dawn broke, Lot took my hand, his grip firm. "Remember, love, no looking back," he said, half smiling to lighten the mood. "We'll look forward then," I replied, "to adventures yet to come." And with one last glance at the city that had been our home, we stepped into the unknown, laughter and tears mingling in the dust behind us. Thanks for joining us on this wild journey from Sodom. If you enjoyed the story, like and subscribe for more like this. Drop a comment below, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to share with friends and check out our other videos for more entertaining tales. Keep exploring with us.